taking off my robe. Hello, everybody. I forgot I had my big fluffy pink robe on. It's a little chilly in my office this morning. All right, it's episode 34, and today we are talking about a pretty controversial topic. We're talking about weight versus health, and I'm going to kind of introduce us as Hannah joins me live. Sometimes it takes a minute for it to show up, so I'm going to go ahead and tag her so that she can hop on with us. And okay. All right, so while we're waiting for Hannah to hop on, let's kind of dive in. You know, like a lot of times we have this belief, or like maybe it is true, like we think like we have to lose weight in order, for health, because, weight gain is unhealthy. And we know you might be nervous about what will happen to your body when you start that food freedom journey. And we get it. We feel you. We had the same fears, and so did many of our clients who joined the Empowered Eating Inner Circle. And so we want to take a second today in this live episode to discuss some of the top questions we have around weight versus health, and that we talk about in our Empowered Eating Inner Circle. We want to address these just in case you're a little bit hesitant about, ditching diet culture, ending the restrictions and the dietings. So we're gonna share with you some science, but also why your health depends on you stopping being obsessed about food and your weight. So, let me see if I can find Hannah. I don't see you yet, Hannah. Live video. Oh, approve. Okay, whoopsie. Okay, she's coming on right now. I think I must have missed her request. So here she comes. So, if you are watching live, say hello. Tell us where you're from. Hey, Hannah. Sorry, it took me a minute to figure out what I'm doing there, but I was like, there you are. So I was just finished talking about, kind of like, this is one of the biggest concerns or fears we have about people joining the inner circle is, well, what about my weight? Can I still be healthy? Or like, what about my health too? Like, right? Like, isn't weight gain unhealthy? And so we're going to be kind of debunking some of that today and then over the next couple of days in some of our posts. But, how do we manage this? And how do we, if you're trying to lose weight for health, like what are some of the things that come up with that? Yeah.
Well, I just want to say hi, everyone. Hi, Emily, and hi, Lacey. Thanks for joining us, you guys. So good to see you. And hi, Leanne. I'm so glad you made it. She sent an email, so just making sure. I'm glad you're here. It's interesting because what is the first thing that comes up when we think of like, I need to lose weight? Right? Like I need to lose weight for my health. The first thing that comes up is some kind of restriction. I need to remove whole food groups out of my diet. I need to eat less. I need to exercise more. And what does that do like instantly? That automatically puts us in like this survival, this like rebellion kind of attitude, right? Like you've been dieting for a long time, like me and Sierra, we've dieted before. And if I have to say like, I'm like, oh, I can't have this anymore, I'm like, oh, this is not going to work because then I want it. It's like I instantly feel it. We've gotten really in tune with that. And so we had like, if you're trying to lose weight because you want to be healthy, it's like, we have to take a different approach. And the approach that we take is a weight neutral approach. And I want you to kind of dive into what is weight neutral, because that is more empowering than thinking that you have to take away things and limit things. And I think that's what gets us in trouble in the first place when it comes to our health, because dieting does not equal health.
Exactly. So again, it's the same question. It's like, well, if I have food freedom, if I do intuitive eating, if I really just let go, won't I just gain a ton of weight? And again, we hear this fear a lot when people are joining our programs. And so we want to address it again, like what is weight neutral? So we're weight neutral certified here in Food Freedom Confidence Group. So weight neutral means, weight neutral interventions are based on the fundamental idea that a person's health status or risk level cannot be assumed based solely on a number on the scale or a person's body size, right? So you cannot just look at someone's body shape, size, weight, and know their health. And that kind of goes against what we've been taught and what our culture is obsessed with. So the weight neutral approach, and this is our approach, acknowledges that body weight is determined by a very complex set of genetic, metabolic, physiological, cultural, social, and behavioral determinants. That's a lot of things. That's not just like height and weight, right? Like there's so many more things that go into our body weight that are pretty complex. And a lot of these things that really aren't in our control or not that we can like really change. So this is why, we recommend like our groups and our programs, because trying to like do intuitive eating and trying to like have food freedom on your own and just kind of say screw it and go crazy is probably not going to work, because you're not actually learning how to listen to your body and reestablish trust. I mean, how many people do we hear that from, Hannah? Like they don't trust their hunger and fullness cues. They don't trust their body. And that's the problem, is when you try to go into this approach on your own, it's like there's just stuff missing. And you know what? Like you probably will gain a ton of weight, right? If you're not listening to your body, and I can say that because that's kind of what happened to me. I had a rip the Band-Aid off approach, right? I was like so restricted. I was doing fitness competitions. I was so restricted. And then I just was like, went crazy. I felt like I was eating and eating and eating what I wanted. And here's the thing though. We believe that when you listen to your body, and we teach you how to do that, your weight is going to fall best where it feels best. Like it's going to fall where it feels best, mentally and physically. And this is your weight set point, which we talk way more in depth in our programs about. But however, if you come from a background of really heavy restriction, or you've been a dieter, or you've been restricting, or you had a really intense health journey, you may need to gain weight in order for your body to function optimally. But if you come from the restrict binge cycle, or you're like experiencing binge eating a lot, like you might lose weight if you're always overeating. For some people, your weight is simply kind of like maintain, it just kind of stay the same. But our bodies are DNA programmed to be a weight that they function at optimally. And yes, they don't want to be smaller than your weight set point, but they also don't want to be bigger. So your body won't continue to gain weight past where it wants to be if you are listening. That was a big fear. And that's a fear of some of our clients who's like, if I eat, I'll just gain and gain and gain and gain and gain and gain. And I'll just like, I'll be 900 pounds and I'm like, oh my God. Right. But this last piece is key, is if you're listening. Remember, trying to do intuitive eating on your own is a lot of times where the problems come up. So you know what? No one can tell you exactly what's going to happen to your body. No health guru, like no doctor. We cannot, but what we can say is that as you start to understand your hunger and fullness and improve your body image and start treating your body with respect and appreciation, you're going to feel amazing.
Yeah, and isn't that the point? It's like we want to feel good, right? Most of the time, why we want to lose weight in the first place is to feel good in our body, to fit in our clothes better, to have more energy. And the way that we go about weight loss, which is not always beneficial, and it's like kind of destroying that in a way. It's short-lived. It's short-lived if you do get there. And the backlash is way more detrimental than that short-lived experience. And so what we teach is how to find the energy to feel better in your body, to feel good with an approach that's like life enhancing. So it's like, and where you trust yourself, right? Because really we want eating to be not this big thing where you have to control it and you have to like take charge of it. It's like more effortless, and I loved what you said. It's like, how do you trust yourself more? Like what, maybe give us a little tip of like how you start to trust yourself more, because coming off, I mean, a lot of people that we talk to, there is no trust. So like if you had one little tiny snippet, Sierra, like what would that be of like how do you start to trust yourself? Putting you on the spot here.
Yeah, no, I think like it really starts with It's like rewiring your brain. Like it's reprogramming, it's rewiring our brains on like how do we trust ourselves, because everything up until this point, gurus, experts, books, diet, diet products, like we've been kind of taught that we can't trust ourselves. So a lot of it is reprogramming, which is what we do in our program. But one little tidbit, I feel like um, it's starting to get curious around your thoughts and like what's happening during the day, right? Like as you go to eat something, right? Like as you go to take a bite of your sandwich, as you go to like make your lunch, what thoughts are coming up around food? Are they positive? Are they negative? Are they judgmental? Like what's coming up? Because when you are in a neutral place around food and you really have freedom, like with Hannah and I and our clients, it's like I go to make a sandwich and I eat my sandwich and then I move on with my life. It's beautifully simple and like there's no stress at all. I'm not right. Like, so that's what food freedom looks like. When you trust yourself, it's like, what do I feel like? What sounds good? What's gonna feel good in my body? What's gonna give me energy? Not what can I have, what can't I have? Right? There's a total shift in perspective and how you relate to food, and that's how you start to trust yourself. Is you start to first notice what are those thoughts around food that I have, and are those my thoughts, or are those like external like food rules that I still have going on?
Sometimes I feel like we know too much,
Yeah.
right? We have too much information, and which can really stop us from actually like doing the thing that we need to do to feel better. So, because in the information is rules and eat this because of this, don't eat that because of that. It's like it can get really confused. And so I love this, like coming back to your body and trusting yourself and like really tuning in, being curious of like, ooh, what would feel good. But that's the process, right? That is what we teach you of like learning how to create your own way of eating that's going to feel good to you, which is going to feel good in your body, which is going to keep your mental sanity at bay and healthy, right? Because that's where it starts. Because when we start to feel deprived, it's like a mental and a physical thing that goes on. Like we talk a lot about restriction in our programs because we restrict without even knowing it, which is going to cause us to have backlash and eat things more than we think we should, or um, overdo it, and we start to feel not so good about it. And there's a lot of guilt that's in that too.
Yeah. Yep, exactly. And like that's really, I mean, there shouldn't be guilt every time you eat. That's not normal. It's not normal to be overthinking everything you eat. It's not normal to feel guilty all the time. It's not normal to you like, we hear this from our client. Like, I just want to go to a birthday party and just eat a piece of cake and like not have it be a big deal. Like I just want to like eat a little piece of cake, like see how and just move on with my life rather than obsessing about it or not having the cake and then eating more later, or having the cake or having way too much of the cake, or it's like it doesn't have to be this really intense stressful thing. Food is not meant to be stressful.
I want to ask the people watching this, like, how many of you, like, say me, if you feel guilty after you eat? And it's like, just like, what mainly do you feel guilty over? Like, what are the foods that make you feel guilty if you do feel guilty when you eat? Because I think that is like a huge part of like what we do is help people not feel guilty with what they're eating. Because that in itself has like this heavy weight, right? What if the guilt was like what you need to lose? Rather than the weight, right? I'm laughing about it, but it's a true thing because our thoughts can really like weigh us down. What's happening in our life can weigh us down a lot, which can make us feel like those are the thoughts that were like, oh my God, I need to lose weight because I feel so heavy. But oh my gosh, you might be going through a relationship issue. You might be, having a hard time at work. You might be having all of these other things happen that are putting like weight, like just this heaviness on you that is not necessarily physical weight. It could be physical weight. It could be anything, but like what can we do to start freeing ourselves up in our mind and our body so that we start to feel good, that we start to feel good regardless of the size that we're in? Because really it's about finding that balance, that place where you're happy, where your body's happy and you're happy, right? Where you don't have to think about what you're eating so much, that you can really feel this balance in the way that you are and the way that you move through life and your eating.
Yeah.
Emily says, I had a pimento cheese sandwich yesterday and questioned if that was a good choice and questioned if it was a good choice. Ah, that is a very good thing to point out, Emily. Lacey says, whenever I eat something with no nutritional value is when she feels guilty. Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And like, your, like, I know people are concerned with their health, right? And weight and health. And there's all this correlations, but your health actually depends on you to stop obsessing about food and your weight. It's not healthy to obsess about food. It's more stressful for your body. And we talk about this a lot on our lives, on our weekly live trainings, and a lot in our program about the impact that stressing about food in your body has on your health. And, again, no one can tell you what's going to happen with your body, not even your doctor. But again, what we can say, and from what our clients have experienced, is that you will start to understand your hunger and fullness. You will improve your body image. You will start treating your body with respect and appreciation, and you will start to feel amazing. Our clients are getting results, I feel like, quicker and quicker every time we go through the program. Every time we run, people are getting quicker and quicker results. And we know it's scary. But there have been so many women that have gone before you with zero regrets to give up dieting, to let their weights fall where they may. And again, it feels amazing. So if this sounds like something that you're interested in, our Empowered Eating Inner Circle doors are open. And we invite you to take a look. And yes, we know it's scary. It can be scary to think differently. It can be scary to do something that, is different and that goes against the grain, but it's kind of time. Ask yourself, like, how long you've been doing the same thing and trying the same things. It's time to do something different. And that's what our program offers, is getting to the root cause and do something different.
Yeah, and to create that true freedom in your body, freedom in your mind to do the things that you want to do, to feel good about what you're wearing, and to feel good about your life and the decisions that you're making. Because it's like we question everything, like Emily says, like you question everything. If you're questioning your food every time you eat, what else are you questioning yourself on, right? When you stop questioning yourself around the food, how much are you going to be able to trust yourself in other areas of your life? Right? Because it's all related. Food is like part of the story. We're the other half of the story. Michelle says, give yourself the gift of self-love, empowerment, and freedom. Make peace with yourself. It's so worth it. Thanks, Michelle. We love you.
Right now, she's amazing. We love you, Michelle. So yeah, so again, if you are kind of on the fence, you're a little bit nervous, or you're like, oh, like, I don't know, just drop a comment and at least we can talk with you, right? Like, we offer free consultations, just to ask some more questions, dive a little bit deeper. We want to send you resources. We never do any kind of sales on the first call. Like, we're not trying to sell you anything. We just want to get to know you, see where you're at, and see how we can help you, and definitely give you some resources to get you started. So again, comment below me, or comment below, I'm interested, and Hannah and I will send you a private message, and we can move our chat more into a more private place where we can kind of help you going on that road. And if you have been following us for a while and you're ready to hop on a quick call where we can assist you to, figure out if this program is a good fit, then also reach out and we'll get in touch with you and we'll get you rocking and rolling. Because it's no place to sit. Meaning, like, being on the fence or feeling unsure or feeling not confident is no place to be stuck in. So let us help you move through that.
Yes.
All right, guys, we'll talk to you soon and have a great day.
Bye. Bye.